Hi guys, welcome back. It's Two Moms in a Pod. I'm Kim,
And I'm Ari.
and we have apologizing to do again.
Again.
Again. Well, this time was kind of my fault again. I ended up getting sick. uh, Technically Ollie's fault because I'm pretty sure I got whatever Ollie had.
Yeah.
And like it finally hit me, and then I I was just really sick, and there was no way I could have talked for like 2 hours without coughing every 2 seconds.
But I mean, we did try to record, what was it, the following Saturday or Sunday when you guys came over to hang out?
Yeah, we had in mind that we were going to record
With our husbands.
but then we I don't know, the girls wanted to play.
Yeah,
and then
they require a lot of attention.
Yeah, it's just hard to like think about anything else when you have 2 kids around.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, so we were like playing with the girls, and then our husbands went to go get the food.
Yeah.
And then they got back, and then we were eating, and then
they got distracted with
games. And then we just kind of forgot about it. But like I said, I don't think that I would have been able to like talk for like an hour or two without like coughing every 2 seconds. Yeah.
But I mean, you were pretty good when you were here. You didn't really like cough that much.
Yeah, I was like drinking water every 2 minutes.
Yeah, but then again, you were also kind of very quiet.
I was, yeah.
And I was like, why isn't she talking?
It's because I felt bad. Like, I didn't want to like cough everywhere because I didn't want to like maybe get you guys sick, which I feel like I kind of did anyway.
I don't think so, because Leah only had a runny nose and she was being fuzzy.
Yeah.
And then whatever she had, I got it. But then I'm thinking maybe it's because at work I'm staying longer hours now. And I don't get to sleep as much anymore.
Okay.
And they have me doing dishes all the time. So I'm constantly getting soaked.
Oh.
So I'm thinking that's probably why I got the sore throat.
Yeah.
But that's all I have, a sore throat. I didn't have any boogers or anything like that.
Yeah, I didn't have a runny nose either. I just had a really bad cough. Like for like 3 or 4 nights I literally barely slept because it was so bad. And like my throat was hurting really bad. Like I didn't go to work for like 2 days.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then I missed like Wednesday, Thursday, and then I went Friday, and then I was like literally dying at work. And at some point, like I think because of how bad my cough was, I started to feel like I was getting like I couldn't get like full like breaths in, so I started feeling kind of like lightheaded because I was getting like shortness of breath.
Oh no.
And like I'm the type of person that like thinks of the worst case scenarios.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty much like I like to have a doctor tell me I'm fine. So I ended up leaving. I left work at like 11. Yeah, so I was there all morning, and then I left work at 11, and I was just like, I don't feel good. I think I'm going to go to urgent care. So then I went to urgent care, and the doctor's like, yeah, it's just a really bad cough.
It's like, you're fine.
Yeah, but it just sucked because like my chest and my back were hurting so bad because of how much I was coughing. Yeah. It wasn't COVID. I tested twice, but yeah.
Testing for COVID is scary.
Yeah.
I did that too, but mine came out negative.
Yeah, because I tested for it Wednesday, the first day I stayed home, because I told Caesar, I was like, and I was getting fevers. I did get like, I was mad because I didn't have a fever when I got to the urgent care, but as soon as I got home, my temperature was at 100.7. Yeah, I felt like shit. And, I was getting like fever, and then I was having like body aches, and I had the cough, and Caesar's like, do you think it's COVID? And I was like, we haven't been around anybody. Like the only person we had been around was my sister, and she was fine. But I took the at-home test. It was negative. And then when I went to urgent care Friday, they tested me for COVID too. They tested me for COVID and strep throat, and they both came back negative.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, at least you didn't have the strep throat, because I know that one's painful.
Yeah, I've had strep throat before, and that shit sucks.
I know, I remember you telling me that. it hurts so bad, and you really couldn't eat.
You can't swallow because it's basically like having like cold sores kind of down your like throat.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Oh, that must be so painful. I got the chills just thinking about it.
But yeah, that's why we couldn't record, but we're back.
We're back. But we apologize, Bear with us. We're moms.
Yeah.
We have kids. We have husbands to attend to.
Yeah, and then it's just hard because we can only basically record on the weekends.
Yeah.
So, like, we're very limited to, like, the times we can get together. Because, like, we work full time. And then, like, by the time we get home, we have to cook dinner. We have to get the kids ready for bed. We have to get ourselves ready. So, like, there's no time during the week. And then, like, weekends, we also have our lives. And, like, we each have stuff to do. And then it's, like, so we're very limited on time. Like, when it comes to being able to record.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. Now that they offered me to work more hours. So, I've been staying till 2 almost. And I get home so tired.
I bet.
And I'm like, fuck, I don't know how moms that work full time can do this.
Yeah.
Like, I'm coming home rushing, trying to cook dinner. And I also have to, pack Leah's breakfast and lunch for the next day.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my God, this is so much. I even told my husband, I hate working full time. I'm like, I don't think I could do this.
I know. I mean, it's a little easier for us now because the daycare basically provides, like, they feed her, like, they cook and they feed her.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so that's
so
good.
So you don't have to worry about
before we would have to, like come up with whatever we were going to feed her for breakfast and lunch and, like, snacks in between.
Yeah.
And so it was hard to, like, get home, like, almost at 5 in the afternoon and then, like, still want to have at least like an hour and a half to kind of just chill because we both been at work all day.
Yeah.
And, like, we want to spend that quality time with her. And then after that, it's okay, well, we have to start making dinner and then we have to start preparing for the next day and then we have to start getting baths and showers in and so it's a little easier now, but it's still like the whole, like, we're still getting home almost at 5. We're still having to, like, make dinner. We still want to get that time in with her, and then it's hard. Working full time is hard.
I imagine. I'm like, I can't do this.
I could not do it if I had to wake up at the time you wake up.
Well, now we go in because they changed the school schedules. Like, students go in later. So instead of going in at 5:30, I go in at 6.
Ugh, it's still
early.
So early, yeah.
Because I have to wake up like around 4:40 so I can get ready and be out the door by like 5:15 latest.
Oh my God. See,
so I could have time to drop her off and make it to work on time.
No, I could not. We're over here waking up at, like, we try to wake up at like 6:15 to leave the house by 6:30.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Well, what time do you go in?
We go in at 7.
Lucky.
Yeah, we go in at 7. So, like, by the time you're already at work and, like, 30 minutes in, we're barely leaving the door. Like, there's no way. Like, before, like, it's a little better now because, like, the daycare's, like, on our way to work.
Yeah.
But, like, before, we used to have to wake up super early to like, drop her off and then make it to work on time. And, like, now we push it. We push it as much as we can. And, yeah, it takes me... I just get dressed and I brush my teeth. That's all I do.
I know, lucky you. I have to draw in my eyebrows. And now that I'm staying later, I have to look decent because I'm now serving the lunch and breakfast to students. So I'm like, I have to look decent.
Yeah, no, see, I'll literally get up. I'll change. Caesar and I'll take turns using the bathroom, and then whoever goes first, the other one is changing Ollie. And then, well, like I said, she sleeps with no pants on.
Yeah.
So we just change her diaper, and then we put her pants on, and that's it for her.
Yeah.
And then I'll like sometimes on the way there I'll like either braid my hair in the car or like I'll put it in a ponytail.
Caesar to drive you around.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't. I have to drive my own car.
Yeah, that's true. I don't drive, so yeah, that helps. I guess that helps.
Yeah. If my husband was driving us to work, I would have done my makeup in the car. Yeah. You know, I would have given me like a little extra time to sleep in.
Yeah, I guess it helps that we work at the same place. Before, we used to take 2 cars because, I mean, he still goes in later than I do, but but we drive 1 car now. Yeah. So he'll kind of just, he goes in at 7:30, so he'll kind of just chill in the car until he goes in. But like before, we used to take 2 cars, and I hated taking her by myself. I don't know. Why? I don't like it. It seems too hard. It's too much work. Like now, one of us carries her and the other one carries her like stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I can do it by myself because sometimes I have to go pick her up by myself and then go back to pick him up when he like gets back to work later.
Yeah.
But I just don't like it. I like sharing the responsibility.
Oh my goodness, Kim.
Oh my god.
Okay, we have to jump right into the topic.
Let's get into our topic of the week.
Because we can't do this again.
Yeah, we gave you 2 episodes in a row where it was just the most random.
Yeah.
Us talking.
We didn't even have we didn't stick to our topic.
We didn't. We did for like
a couple minutes
and then
we went on about something else. Okay, because this one's going to be like a very lengthy topic, we're going to divide it into 2 episodes.
Yes.
Just so these episodes aren't way too long for you guys.
Yes.
So we're going to talk about things we wish were talked more about to us as growing up and, you know, just life in general.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to start off with
periods. So I apologize. Well, no, I don't actually. I was going to say I apologize to our male audience, but I don't because you guys should be educated on this. And
yeah, and I don't think we have that many.
Yeah. And then I feel like, 1, it's good for you guys to be educated on it. And 2, it shouldn't be such a, like, gross topic.
Yeah.
I don't understand why it's a gross topic.
Yeah.
And it, like, it literally happens to half the population.
Mm-hmm.
Half of us out there get periods. And for some reason it's like this whole like secretive gross thing to like whenever I don't get my period very often. Something I'm getting checked out. But like when I like go to use the restroom at work, I'll like literally stick my tampon in like my sleeve or like I'll hide it.
To hide it.
Yes.
Or your pad.
And then like I'm in the restroom and like I'm like opening it so slow because I don't want somebody to like hear me opening the wrapper. But it's like, why?
Yeah.
It's so weird.
I don't know. I think we're just
conditioned to like think that it's this like gross like taboo topic.
Yeah, that needs to be kept secret.
Yeah, but it's like, why? It's literally a natural thing that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't understand it.
Or maybe it's like you're flashing around your underwears type of thing. So you kind of like have to like keep it hidden.
But it's also like I'm so uncomfortable. I'm like literally bleeding out of my fucking vagina. It's like you really think that like
we gotta say that
because it's true. Don't say ill, you're adding to the stereotype. It's not very feminist of you.
Oh my god. I'm just thinking like, do we really want to picture that right now?
I mean, I can't picture the last time I had a period, so
okay, I'm sorry.
But do you remember the first time you got your period?
Yes. So I think I was very little. I think I was 4th or 5th grade when I got my period. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I was so little when I got it. I remember because we were living in Fontana during this time, and during that time I was riding my bicycle. Oh no, actually, no. Yes, I was riding my bicycle with my friends, my neighbors, and I remember I bled a little, but then my mom was like, "Oh, maybe you just popped your cherry." But then a few weeks later, I got my period. So maybe it was like like a warning, like you're getting your period soon.
Oh my god.
But I was like either 4th or 5th grade when I first got it.
But like, how did you find out that you were like getting it? Like, did you just like?
I just started bleeding.
Yeah.
And then because I had that accident where I was bleeding a little bit that time. That's when my mom had that conversation with me, like, so she talked to you about it? She just kind of gave me like a small talk about it. She just told me like, oh, now that every woman goes through this, you're gonna start bleeding and you need to start wearing these things, which were the pads.
Yeah.
And you have to keep yourself clean, you know. And I was like, okay, but I was still like confused about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, she just gave me a small talk saying that I'm gonna be bleeding for a couple days and I have to wear a pad and change it every so often and make sure I shower at least every day.
Yeah.
Or every like so often during one day so I could be clean.
Yeah.
And then she also explained to me that how to wrap my used pad and throw it in the trash instead of just throwing it.
Yeah.
Oh
my gosh.
But yeah, that's all she talked to me about.
Yeah, see, I think I was in junior high the first time I got my period.
No way.
Yeah, I think I was in 7th grade. And I think I woke up in the morning and I thought I was having a stomach ache because I was getting really bad cramps. And I went to the bathroom and I like went to the bathroom and then I noticed like there was blood in my underwear. And then like I got scared and I like called for my mom. And she's like, oh, you're starting your period. And then she like kind of told me about it, but like I don't remember like having much of a talk about it. She's just like, oh, well, this is just gonna happen and you have to wear these and then you have to change them. And that was it. Like I kind of remember knowing kind of what it was, only because they do that like thing in, is it like 6th grade, I think? Yeah, where they do the health like video or whatever. And that's why I was kind of like, oh, I think that's what this is. And then but then see, I got it that first time and then I thought there probably is something wrong with me. But I thought that there was something wrong because I didn't get it for like a long time after that. Yeah, really? I think I went like, I want to say like a couple months without getting it.
The first time you ever got it.
Yeah, so I got it for a week and then I went like a couple months without getting it. But I remember being like kind of embarrassed that I wasn't getting it because I feel like at that point everybody around us was getting their period. Yeah. And I thought I was weird because I was just like, well, I did get it. And then like I remember like knowing that it's something that's supposed to happen around the same time every month. Yeah. And then I remember thinking I was weird, so around the same time every month I would still carry around pads pretending like I was still getting my period. What? Yeah. Like even my mom would ask me like, oh, like, do you need me to go get you, pads or whatever? Yeah. And then I'd be like, oh yeah, like it should be coming soon. And then I don't know, I remember just like pretending I would get my period every month. Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. You should have spoke up about it and, maybe whatever you have now could have been resolved. Yeah. Then. Yeah, I guess, yeah, and then I never brought it up. I kind of just was like, oh, well, this is my body. I don't get it every month. Yeah. Yeah. What? That's crazy. So, did you first learn about it when we had that class in 6th grade? Yeah. Like, I had never known about it before that. Because things like that, I feel like were not talked about with me. Yeah. Yeah. Like, at home. Yeah, like it wasn't something that like my mom was like, okay, you're getting older, like this is what's gonna start to happen. Like it was never that.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, well, it happened, and she was kind of like, oh, well, now I have to talk to you about it. And then I kind of, the rest of it I kind of knew because of like the health video that they had showed us.
Yeah.
In 6th grade.
Do you think the health video was helpful in any way?
I don't remember it.
You don't?
Not now, not anymore.
Yeah, I think I watched
Didn't
it twice.
wouldn't they like take the boys out?
Yes.
They would like do it separate, huh?
Yeah.
So weird.
They should have done it together.
Yeah, that's why it's such a taboo topic with guys, because like from the very beginning they're like, oh, you can't learn about this.
Right.
It's a girl thing.
I know, and then guys get grossed out about it.
Yeah.
It's like, no, it's normal.
Has Ricky ever asked you about it?
About what?
Like periods and stuff? Like, has he ever asked you questions about it?
No, not really.
No?
But I would even ask him, like, do you think it's gross? And he'd be like, no, I know it's normal.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would tell him, like, so then if I were to ask you to go buy me pads, would you be, like, uncomfortable doing it?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, no, I'll just go to the store and buy them for you. I was like, oh, okay. Because I know some guys will be like, they don't want to be seen around, carrying pads.
Which I think is the stupidest thing. It's like,
yeah. Is Caesar like that?
No. Like,
No.
he, I think he's gone to buy me some before.
Oh, really?
And I'll ask him if I can leave this in, but he asked me to show him how I put them on.
A pad?
Yeah, and a tampon.
Oh.
So I showed him, like, legit, when I was on my period one time, I was like, yeah, I, like, showed him. I, like, well, I told him, because I don't wear pads, I wear tampons. And, I showed him, I was like, why, I showed him the panty liner, because I wear panty liners when I wear pads, not pads, tampons.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, well, this is basically like a small version of a pad, except it doesn't have the wings. He's like, I was just like, it goes around your underwear to kind of keep it secure.
Yeah.
I was like, but these are smaller, so they don't have them. He's like, well, then why are you wearing it? I was like, it's kind of like, in case you like have some extra, like, droppage, I guess. I was like, but a tampon, it goes inside. And then I literally, like, put it in. I had gone to the restroom, and I had, like, taken the old one out, cleaned myself, ran to the room, and then I was just like, this is how you do it. And I put,
so you did
and
it
I, and
in
I
the
put,
room?
and I put the tampon in, and I was just like, that's how you do it. And he's just like, oh.
Were you, like, laying down and, like,
No,
demonstrating?
I was standing up, and I put my leg up kind of on, like, the frame of the bed.
Yeah.
And then I just stuck it in.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I was just like, this goes here. I was just like, you have to hold it, and then you push the blue thing up, and then you pull the plastic part out, and then the little string hangs out so that you can pull it out.
Yeah.
And then he's just like, oh. Yeah, I literally showed him
That's so
putting
funny.
in a tampon, because he was curious. He's like, I didn't know how it worked. And I was like, well, this is how it works.
What the heck? That's
Yeah.
so funny.
But, yeah. And I remember, like, growing up, my mom did not, like, I thought tampons were bad for, like, the longest time.
Yeah, me
because
too.
she's like, you're not allowed to use tampons until you lose your virginity or whatever.
Yeah, because they say that if you stick something in there, you're losing your virginity.
Yeah, which is a myth.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So I remember, like, when I was younger, my mom would, like, be like, you're not allowed to use tampons. You're only allowed to use pads and this, and that.
Yeah, the same with my mom. Like, she never really allowed me to use tampons.
Yeah.
I always had to wear pads. Until I got older, I think I want to say after I graduated high school.
Yeah.
That's when I started trying tampons. And the first time I tried it, I kind of freaked out.
Why?
I don't know, like, because...
Did it hurt?
I think I did it wrong.
Yeah, me too.
So it kind of felt weird, and then I kind of, like, felt lightheaded. I think I was, like, panicking, and I just took it out, and after that, I didn't wear tampons for a while, and then I gave it another try. And then, yeah, ever since then, like, I'll wear tampons here and there, but if I have, like, a heavier flow, I'll just stick to pads.
Oh, really? I like tampons because I don't feel that, like, you know, if you've been sitting too long and then you get up and then you just feel it, like,
like a diaper.
Yeah, it just feels like it gushes out. I feel like I don't get that feeling with tampons.
Yeah.
So it feels, if like, it makes me feel cleaner, kind of, to have a tampon in. But it took me a little while to figure out how to use them.
Correctly.
Because I remember, like, I think when I first started using them, it would feel uncomfortable and it would feel like it would hurt a little bit because I wasn't putting it in right. And then because I literally taught myself everything.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why I never asked my sister. I don't know, and then I realized that there's different sized ones, and it was which helps because, like, when you start to get, like, later on in, like, your days and the flow's, like, lighter, putting in a regular one, and then, like, because I like to change them almost every time I go to the bathroom.
Yeah, you're supposed to.
And like, obviously when you're, like, kind of coming down from it, like, you're not bleeding as much, and if it's not soaking in as much, it hurts to take it out.
Yeah. So,
like, for the longest time, that's why I was, like, hesitant, but then I realized, I was just like, oh, they have packs where they have the smaller ones.
Yeah.
And then I started using the smaller ones, and then now, like, probably, like, the last 2 days I just use panty liners because there's barely anything coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember one time I had gone to visit my mom in TJ, and I think she had, like, started her period or something, and I gave her a regular sized tampon, right? And, like, she, like, asked, and I gave her one, and then she's like, oh my god, these are so small. I was just like, Mom, it's a regular one. I don't want to know. You had 5 kids, so maybe.
She needed the extra jumbo
I remember one. I thought it was so funny because she's like, oh my god, this is so small. I was just like, it's a regular sized tampon. I was just like, I mean, I have a super one, but... And then she was like, yeah, give me that one. I was just like, oh, my bad, woman.
Oh my goodness.
How soon do you think you'd have the talk with Leah?
Well, I'm thinking because I got it early on, she might get it early on too. So maybe 4th, 5th grade as well, just to be on the safe side and prepare her.
Yeah.
Because I know, well, in health class they had said that, you know, if you're, like, on a chunkier side, you tend to get your period and your puberty faster than skinny girls.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, because I don't know, something about I forgot what it was called, but they said that if you're, like, on the heavier side, you get your period sooner than other girls.
Oh,
and I've been a chubby girl since I can remember. I've been
been
chubby for a good minute, my whole life. So
that I got so not true. Oh my god.
No, but really, I was pretty chubby in elementary school.
Oh, I guess I didn't know you in elementary school.
No, you didn't know me in elementary school. But yeah, I was chubby, and I got it pretty early on. And then later, when we had that health class in high school, that's when I learned about it, that girls that are on the heavier side tend to get their period first.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh my god, talking about health class. I remember there was this one time, what was the teacher? I think was he the one that was the same as the football coach? Yeah. Who did you have for health?
Do you remember? A short, kind of bald guy.
Oh. No, I don't know. Anyways, we were doing health class or whatever, and then I remember he was like, I don't know why, I don't remember what topic we were talking about, but he was saying a joke, right? Like, it was basically a joke, but he's like, oh yeah, guys who masturbate a lot tend to have hairier knuckles. And I I remember the guy next to me going like this, like looking at his knuckles.
Oh my god, I'm embarrassed.
No, that wasn't even the worst part. The teacher goes, I always get one or two. Because he saw like two kids like look at their knuckles.
Oh my god.
I was just like, oh.
He exposed them.
Yeah. They exposed themselves. But I thought that was so funny.
Oh no.
He's like, I'm totally kidding, but I always get one or two kids with that one. And then you could tell, because the kid that was sitting next to me was like a white guy, and you could just see him, like his cheeks get like hot red.
Oh my god, poor kid.
I was like, I don't think. I just thought that was like the funniest thing ever to like literally see him. And I was just like, I remember thinking to myself, like, cochino, that means you masturbate a lot.
That was a good laugh. I almost died, but
but no, I'm just kidding, guys. It's okay. Do you? Literally. Okay.
Oh, poor guy.
I didn't say it out loud. I just thought it.
But you gave him a dirty look.
I did look at him. I was just, because he was sitting right next to me. And then I'm pretty sure the teacher's intention was for like people to like look around to like see, you know. And I was just like, he was I don't know, he's sitting next to me. But anyways,
I think I'll edit this one so you won't hear me cough dying.
I remember we were talking about. Anyway, but going back to the topic of periods. I don't know, it's because that seems so young to me.
But you know, they also say, like, I've seen TikToks and all this stuff. Here we go with TikTok again.
I learn everything from TikTok nowadays.
Like, there's people that say, like, social workers, they'll say, teach your kids young about, you know, their private parts so they're educated, and whenever, you know, God forbid anything happens to them, you know, they're educated and they know to not let it happen and speak out to their parents about it. Yeah. So I think it's good to talk to them about it at a young age, but also like to a certain extent. Yeah,
and it's because I know that I wasn't like talked about like a lot of things, so like I want to be able to like talk with her and like have that open communication with her. Yeah. And I also like, you know, I also want to do it early enough to like, for when it does happen, she's not scared or she doesn't like freak out, you know, like, so she kind of is aware of like what's gonna happen to her body, you know. Yeah, I don't know. And then also that, like, because I know how I am like with my period and stuff, so I never told anybody, so I was never taken to the doctor about it. Yeah. So, like, I want to be able, like, I don't want her to ever feel embarrassed or, like, ashamed or, like, you know, so if she ever has any problem with anything, like, she can just tell me and, you know, to intervene before anything serious happens, I guess, you know? So, yeah, I guess maybe when she's in, like, 5th grade.
Yeah, I think like, that's the best time to do it. Yeah. Because when I was working at the YMCA, I had a group of 5th graders. And, well, I had these kids since 3rd grade. So I had them for 3 years in a row. And I started noticing once they got to 5th grade, a lot of the girls started carrying a little pouch with pads and, like, wipes and all these other things just in case they got their period. Yeah. But yeah, I was like, that's something I didn't see when I was growing up. Yeah. Like, I wouldn't see girls being prepared carrying this type of thing.
Yeah, that's so true. That's such a good idea.
Yeah. And then these girls, I know for a fact they weren't on it because they wouldn't ask me to go to the restroom as often. So I knew they weren't on it, but they would just carry it just in case it did happen.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's so cool. Like, I want to do that with my daughter.
Yeah. And then because, like, if you ever, like, I think I had to go to the nurse maybe, like, once or twice. Mm-hmm. And the pads that they have in the nurse's office are, like, fucking diapers.
Yeah, they're huge.
They're long and they're thick. They're super thick. It's literally almost like the freaking pads that they give you at the hospital when you give birth.
Yeah.
Like, they're thick and they're long and they're just, like, huge. And I remember feeling so uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. Because, like, and that's such a thing, too. Like, you do feel uncomfortable and you have that, like, whole, like, worry of, like, oh, can you see my pad?
Oh, yes.
Or, like, what if I get stained? Uh-huh. And, like, you know. So, like, yeah, I think that's such a good idea to, like,
prepare
send
your
them
girls
with, like, at least, like, 1 or 2 just in case of anything, you know, and, like, that way, because, like, they might be embarrassed to go to the nurse. You never know, you know.
Yeah. And then knowing what I've gone through, you know, having to go to the nurse and get a pad from them, you know, like, I wouldn't want to put my daughter in that situation and have her wear those nasty pads.
Or, like, maybe the whole, like, kind of it might be, like, a little embarrassing to go and tell your teacher, like, I need to go to the nurse, and they always want to know why you gotta go to the nurse. So, like, imagine having your girl go up there and be like, oh, it's because I started my period, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think they want to do that either. So
So I think I definitely want to maybe introduce her into that, into, like, she's in, like, 4th, 5th grade.
Yeah.
Depending how I see, because you also have to think about, like, is she mature enough for all this yet? So I think, I'm just gonna wait and see how she is as she gets older.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's the thing about having girls. We have to prepare them for so much.
Oh my god, I know.
Being a girl is tough.
And then leading to puberty, like, you have to, like, have them start young wearing training bras. And then, you know, have them get used to having something on their chest.
Well, if Ollie comes out with my jeans, she won't have a problem. Poor girl. But I don't know, because I think in Caesar's family, like, big boobs are a thing.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. I've never paid attention to their boobs.
Well, his sister talks to me about it all the time.
Oh.
Yeah. But, yeah, like, the women in his family, I guess, tend to have, like, bigger boobs. Bigger boobies. So it's just, like, I don't have an issue.
What about in your family? Is it just you, or?
I feel like I'm just the one that got unlucky.
Really?
But I don't think, like, no, I feel like everybody has, like, normal size, like, they have boobs. They have, like, normal size boobs. It's just me. I just got unlucky. Well, I guess I can go into, like, puberty and stuff. I don't remember anything about going through puberty.
Yeah, me neither. The only thing I do remember was growing boobs. Having big boobs at a young age. I think I started showing in 4th grade.
Oh my gosh.
And the only reason I remember it's because there was this guy in my classroom. He had a crush on me. And later I found out he only had a crush on me because I had big boobs.
Oh my god.
And it was only me and this other girl, and again, both of us were, like, on the chunkier side, so of course we were gonna have boobs. And I remember this one time he was talking to his guy friends, and he was saying that he could only imagine me lifting up my shirt and, like, moving my boobs for him. And I'm like,
God.
That is so disgusting.
For a 4th grader to be thinking that?
Yeah.
What kind of things are they teaching him?
I don't know. But all I know is he's not that great right now.
Good. Good.
I think he's been in and out of jail for...
Let him stay there. No, just kidding. I'm just kidding.
But yeah.
That's so gross for, like, a little... Because how old are you in 4th grade? Like...
I don't know, 10, 9,
9,
8,
8,
8 or 9.
8 or 9.
Yeah.
That's so small.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Like, my nephew's in the 6th grade. If I were to ever hear him talk like that.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he didn't talk like that in front of his parents.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I remember he would make comments like that about me behind my back with his guy friends, and then later on I would hear about it from the girls or other guys.
Oh my god.
And yeah, I always felt ashamed of having big boobs because of the comments that were being said behind my back.
Yeah.
And yeah, I always wanted to like be covered up and try to make them look flat because I just didn't feel comfortable going to school. But yeah, it sucked. But then later on I was like, no, it's good that I have some boobs, you know, because a lot of girls didn't have any, and then I would hear them complain like, oh, I wish I had boobs and stuff like that.
See, that's the thing too. It's so dumb because like I would get made fun of because I didn't have boobs, but to think that like you get made fun of for everything. You got made fun of because you had boobs. Like, what? We can't win. We can't win. That's so annoying. I can't believe that.
No, I felt like I was being not made fun of, but like being sexualized.
Yeah.
At such an early age.
Yeah.
And for me, it was something like new. Like I didn't know if that was normal or if they were just making fun of me or anything like that until later. I was like, oh, these guys were just sexualizing me, you know? Like they were looking at me in all the wrong ways.
Yeah.
And then that's when I was like, this is disgusting. Like, why would someone at such a young age do that?
Yeah, look at you
else?
like in that way. Like, that's so weird.
Yeah, like who is teaching their kids about sex and all this stuff
at
that early age? Like, how do they know? You know?
Oh my gosh. I think we should do that episode with the guys where like we want to do an episode where we talk about like all of that kind of stuff, like misogyny and like especially in like a Mexican household, like the way that I feel like the older generation of males have like brought up their sons and like why it's so acceptable or like encouraged for like for guys to like be more sexually active and stuff like that as opposed to like girls. But that's so crazy that it starts that young. Like, teach your kids better.
Oh yes.
Oh my gosh, teach your kids better, because that's sad to already start feeling like kind of insecure at 8 years old, 9 years old. Like, that's so young. And then it only gets worse as you get older.
Oh yes. And then you just start feeling, for women, it's like when you walk by a group of men or boys,
you get like stiff, like you feel like almost scared.
Yeah, because they just start catcalling you and like just staring you down, and it's like, dude, like I'm just walking, like don't stare at me. It's scary, especially I think it's more done in like within Mexicans. Like I think a lot of like Mexican men do that thing where they stare at younger girls. Yeah,
that's
I don't think I've ever seen it in another race besides Mexicans.
Yeah, I feel like most of the times that I've been like stared at or catcalled, it's been like old Mexican guys.
Yes.
It's disgusting.
Yes. Yeah. And I remember a coworker of mine, she was telling me that her husband used to work like at a construction site, and this girl was passing by, and he could tell that she was like an underage girl, like maybe junior high or high school, and that his coworker was making these nasty comments about the girl, and he was telling him like, why are you making those comments? She's just a little girl.
Yeah.
And then he was saying, well, if I were in Mexico, she would have been mine already.
Oh, that's so disgusting. That is so disgusting.
I know. It's like, why do men think like that? Like, why do they have to
And then also the like possessiveness.
Yeah.
Is like, oh, she would have been mine. Like, I'm sorry, we're not objects that are just like yours. Mm-hmm. We're people.
Yeah.
You know, we're human beings.
Yeah.
And to like be sexualized or to be thought of as like property,
mm-hmm.
like that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's so disgusting, like how Mexican men can be raised up like that, you know?
Yeah.
And I think it has to do a lot with like being raised that they have to be like, what's the word, machismo?
Mm-hmm.
They have to be like that, and I don't want to get into
that. Yeah, we'll have a whole discussion on that, because I feel like we could say so much about all of that.
Yeah. So then that's when I started realizing that I was going through puberty, because my boobs started to show.
Yeah, see, I didn't have that because I didn't get boobs up until I got pregnant.
You're like, that's when I hit puberty.
I think the only thing I feel like I've ever had is like, I mean, I feel like I've always had a little bit of like wider hips,
mm-hmm.
but like, I also don't think I had it in high school because I was so skinny in high school. It wasn't until after. Oh my God. And then I remember one time I was working at American Eagle, mm-hmm. and I was in like the stock room, and it was this like kind of like older lady that they hired to like do the cleaning and stuff, mm-hmm. and I don't remember what it was. I think I was like I was putting sensors on the clothes in the bag, and I don't know what the heck drove her to like make the comment, but it was also really weird that it was coming from like a lady, mm-hmm. but she like made a comment about like me having like big hips, like wide hips and like a bigger butt.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And I was just like, because she was extremely curvy too, mm-hmm. and then I think she said something like, oh, I think I was putting sensors on these like joggers, I think, mm-hmm. and she's like those would look really good on your body type because you have really big hips and a nice ass. And I was just, she's like you're like me, you have the big ass. And I was just like, what? Like, one, that's not something I ever paid attention to on myself. Like, I didn't realize that. Uh-huh. And two, like, sure, we've been working together for a little while, but we don't know each other like that.
Yeah. And
like, three, we're in a professional setting. I don't understand. But yeah. And then I remember there was one time when I was walking down the alley, mm-hmm. to go home, and I heard these two guys. One of them was like, oh, is that so and so? He said somebody's name, and then the other guy's like, oh no, she has a way bigger ass. And I was just like, I started speed walking down, and I was in the alley, and uh-huh. it was getting dark already.
Oh no, that's scary.
And I was just like, why?
Yeah,
like, that's, I didn't know these guys. I didn't know how old they were. I was just walking, so I didn't even know what or who they looked like, because mm-hmm. I wasn't paying attention to them. Until I heard that because one of them said the name, and then I didn't turn around because it's obviously not my name, mm-hmm. nobody's calling me. And then the other guy's like, oh, isn't that, what's her name? And the other guy's like, nah, she has a way bigger ass. And I was just like, I just like started speed walking, and like I was just like, this is extremely uncomfortable. Yeah,
that's what I hated about living in the ghetto.
Yeah,
because, you know, we take the alleys, you know, because mm-hmm. it's a shorter way to get home. Yeah, but then that's where all the guys would like to hang out. Yeah, and it's especially during the nighttime. Yeah, like when it starts getting dark, it's scary to walk down the alley.
Yeah, heck yeah, especially because like, I don't know. And then it is like Mexican guys, mm-hmm. mostly. You know, it's nothing but Hispanics.
During the time that we were living there, it was very popular for games. Yeah. Now, not so much. Yeah. You don't see them that much anymore.
Yeah, I haven't really been in a long time.
Well, I'm there all the time because my parents still live there, and they babysit my daughter. But yeah, like, I don't see it as much anymore. Like, I don't see... Before, you would see the walls always tagged up with the games, and you would always see them walking down the street or hanging out in a corner mm-hmm. or something. But now you don't really see them anymore. Yeah. Which is kind of good, because it's like, okay, maybe the streets are getting a little bit safer. Yeah. But then again, it's like there's still other people out there that you don't know what their intentions are.
Yeah. Ugh, I don't know. It's so scary to be a girl in this world.
Oh yeah.
But I think the worst, like for puberty and stuff, I think what hit me the worst was the acne. Oh, that's when I was just like, I freaking hate this. And for me, it started, I want to say like junior high is when like my acne like hit its peak. Oh no. And like all throughout junior high, and also maybe because of my bangs, because I had bangs a lot, and my hair tends to get really oily really fast. And so but then it's what made me keep my bangs for so long is because I had so much acne in my forehead. And like it sucks because I think only me and Manny still suffer from really bad acne.
Oh really?
Yeah, me and Manny get it the worst. And like now I don't get anything on my forehead. I get it mostly like on my cheeks. And like I think it looks worse because I have a lot of scars. I have a lot of scars on my cheeks. But I remember, like, I tried everything. I tried the Neutrogena. I tried the Proactive. I tried, freaking the clean something. I tried a shit ton of things. And, like, nothing would work on my face.
Yeah, same with me.
Nothing.
I remember that's something we both struggled when we were in high school.
Yeah.
Our acne.
Yeah.
I had it really, like, I would get big ones, like big, they look like blisters.
Yeah.
And they were painful.
Yeah.
And it's not that I was being dirty, because I would wash my face every single night. And, you know, I would try in the morning, depending if I woke up late or not. Like, I would always wash my face.
Yeah.
And I would still break out like crazy.
Yeah.
And even after high school, I would still struggle with my acne. I even tried Proactive, and that made it worse.
Yeah.
It made it so much worse. And it was painful. I remember I called them back. I'm like, I want my money back, because this thing did not work. It made me suffer. Like, it was horrible.
Yeah, I remember anything I would use, like, I always felt like it just irritated my skin so much more. I would get really, really red, and then it was almost, like, it would just make me break out even more.
Yeah.
And I remember I'd be so self-conscious, because I'd be like, this is gross. Like, I don't want to be walking around with this, like, stuff on my face, and then, like...
Especially when you're in high school and junior high.
Because kids are mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was, like, my biggest insecurity growing up.
Too.
Was, like, the acne I get.
Yeah.
And I still get it. I don't get it as bad.
Yeah,
but
same here.
I think for me, it started to clear up mostly when I stopped trying all the stuff. Like, I don't use anything on my face. Anything. At all.
Not
and that's what
wash?
No, that's what has helped me so much, is like I stopped trying, because I tried everything. I tried every kind of brand. I tried like ointments, and I tried face washes, and I tried like creams and stuff, and like nothing would work, up until I just like was like, I'm there, nothing's working, I'm done, like I'm you know, it is what it is. And then I'll just like rinse my face, and that's it. But with nothing. Like, I'll just rinse it, and then I'll put lotion, and then I'm good.
That's it. No, for me, what helped me was when I was working at JCPenney, they have the Sephora inside JCPenney. So I would talk to the girls there, and this girl recommended me something, and it really helped out a lot. And it was just the face wash. And after that, I noticed that it was clearing up a little bit, but not as much. I'd still get them here and there. But then I would do my research, and I would buy other things that would help it. Like, what is it called? I forgot the name of it, but it was like a little cream that you put it on, and it would be gone by like the next day. Oh my gosh. Yeah, but it was like, it was a lot of money to spend on. Yeah. It's like a huge investment to invest in your skin. And after a while, I was like, no, I don't want to spend so much. Yeah. And for it not to last that long either, and for it to come back. So I kind of just gave up, and I just stick to the face cleanser. Yeah. And that's it.
Yeah. For the most part, I think now it's only because like I still wear the mask so much that like it kind of causes me to break out. But then I also don't mind it because I'm like, I wear mask at work all day anyway, so nobody's gonna see my acne, so it like doesn't matter. But I'll get like random ones like that get kind of bad. And that too, like I feel like I get like cystic acne, which is like the bigger ones, and then like they kind of like will be like really together, and then they'll hurt really bad. Like I feel like that's the type of acne I get. It's like the cystic acne.
You know, they also say it depends what you eat.
Yeah, it has a lot to do with like your hormones too.
Yeah, I noticed what made a huge difference was the milk. I stopped drinking whole milk, and it cleared out my skin. Oh. And then I started drinking almond milk, and it helped a lot. Oh. And then after a while, I went back to, what is that, fat-free milk, and it helped my skin out too.
Oh, that's good. I don't drink milk.
You don't?
Like hardly ever. I'll have it in like if I ever have a coffee. But even then, I try to get soy milk because it's easier on my stomach.
Oh yeah.
But I do eat like shit, so maybe if I stopped eating like shit, it would help. Okay, so I think that's gonna be it for this episode. I don't have an oopsie of the week. But to end the episode, we're gonna share a response we got on the Google form.
And so this person said, for this last episode, I was shocked to find out you guys had an internal ultrasound. When did you guys have your first ultrasound? And then they shared, I was 8 weeks, and it was on my tummy. I know the strep B swab. I didn't know what it was until TikTok. For Kim, the doctor's tripping about juice. TBH, my boyfriend's type 0 diabetic, so our household, a lot of stuff is zero free. I think they meant sugar free. There is actually Minute Maid, 0 sugar. Just look at carbs when looking for juice. That is one for juice. This one has 0 carbs since carbs turn into sugar. It's bomb, trust me. Or with my son, when it's not sugar free, we literally put 2.5 ounces of juice and the rest water, and it's a 9-ounce cup. For the milk thing, it is true. Their tummy can't take so much milk. That's why they only suggest milk morning and night or cut down throughout the day. I was told you're supposed to give them only 16 ounces a day because they can become anemic and become really sick. For the most part, that's what we do, morning and night milk. On some days, I know we get desperate because that's what he wants, so we do give him only 4 ounces. So to answer your first question was, when did we get our first ultrasound? I got my first ultrasound, I want to say I was 3 weeks in, and that's when they did it, with the wand inside of me.
Oh my god, you were only 3 weeks?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Dang, so you found out really early.
Yeah, I'm telling you, because I had a feeling and I didn't want to drink for my birthday weekend. Like, I didn't want to risk it. But yeah, I found out pretty early on, so they did the wand thing.
Oh, yeah, I was about 5 weeks when I got my ultrasound. Yeah, it was about 5 weeks, and they did it. I'm pretty sure they had to do it internally because they were checking to make sure that she wasn't an ectopic pregnancy. Yeah, so I don't know if that's the reason they had to do it internally, or if it was because it's just so early on. Like, if before a certain point, like, they have to do it internally, because I don't think if you do it on your stomach,
they can't hear the heartbeat, and they really can't see it because the baby is still super tiny. Yeah,
so that's why I got it internally the first time, was because they had sent me to make sure she wasn't an ectopic pregnancy because I was having like cramps and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I think the reason why they do it internally, I think it depends how early on you are.
Yeah.
Because I know after a certain extent, they do it on the tummy. But
Yeah,
if you're still pretty early,
then
they do it with inside.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then the whole thing about the juice, did you ever change it and the milk?
Her juice? No. I'm still giving her juice, the one that we usually give her, which is like I think it's the Mott's one that's 40% less sugar. And yeah, we were just like, it's fine, she's fine. Every time we take her, she's like super healthy.
Yeah.
And like, again, I've gotten different like suggestions from different doctors, and I'm like, this is just one doctor who's I feel like giving me a very unrealistic like thing, like no juice ever. She's a child, she wants juice sometimes, and everything has sugar, so like it doesn't matter how little, or like at some point she's gonna have sugar, so I haven't changed it.
What about the milk? Did you change the milk?
No, but again, we only give her milk to go to bed, and sometimes in the morning. Like usually if she has it in the mornings, it's like on the weekends, like yesterday and today she had it because she woke up at like 8-ish and was like asking for one, and so we give her one. But then she doesn't have milk throughout the day at all, and then most of the time during the week she won't have even milk in the mornings. She'll only have it at night. And then yeah, so I mean I think we've minimized mostly how much milk she takes, but she still drinks a bottle to go to sleep. Yeah,
I've been trying to cut down formula with Leah because she's gonna be 1 soon, and I have to get her used to drinking less milk throughout the day. So
do you know how you're gonna do it? Are you gonna like,
well, what I've been doing is I've been giving her formula in the morning, and then she usually goes back to sleep, and then later when she wakes up, she'll have her breakfast with water, and then throughout the day she's having snacks, or she'll eat her lunch. And I try to give her at least 1 or 2 4 ounces in between the day, and then at night again her big bottle to go to sleep, which is only 6 ounces. But I know my husband, he tries to give her formula for everything, so.
But I think formula might be different than like milk, like cow milk.
Well, yeah, I know it's different, but I know they should be cut down on formula as well.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and then you're gonna have to start transitioning her into like regular.
Yeah, so that's why I've been trying to give her less formula. I still give it to her in between the day, but I don't give her as much, because before she would have 6 ounces in between the day, or like a bottle of 6 ounces.
Yeah.
So now I'll just give her 4 ounces, and then like hours later when she's like super fuzzy, she'll have another 4 ounce.
Yeah.
But I don't give her a lot anymore. But yeah, that was it for today's episode. We hope you guys liked it.
Yeah, again, we apologize for not posting. We are gonna try to be pre-recording more episodes to try to avoid this.
Yes,
because our schedules are gonna be a little hectic for the month of October.
Oh yes.
So we're gonna try to pre-record, so hopefully you guys will, at least for the next month, have consistent episodes.
Yeah, so we apologize if some of the episodes, like for this response, was a response for episode 12.
Yeah.
And we're not responding into it until
the next
episode 14th. Because remember, guys, we try to record 2 episodes in one day. So we don't always, we're not always consistent in like responding back to our followers. So if we're like a day or a few days late, just know it's because we're pre-recording 2 episodes in one day.
So so for you guys it'll be like, 2 weeks have passed, but for us it's the same day. Like those 2 episodes are in the same day.
Yes.
Whereas we're posting them a week apart.
Yes.
So we will be trying, like, continue to, like, send us stuff, and we will be responding to them. Like this one, it just might take us
a little
while.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it for this episode. Thank you guys for being so patient, and we'll see you guys next week.